What you're looking at is the best looking Haval Jolion you can get. This is the Haval Jolion S. Now I know the word S gives you the impression that it stands for sport, but does it? We'll find out. In this review, I drove it through snow. Yes, I had to include the snow. I mean, it can't snow and I don't put it in a review. I just had to. We'll talk about its features, its practicality, the things I liked about it, and the things I didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us get started. I'll kick off this review by telling you one of the main differences between a Jolion and a Jolion S. So this Jolion S has an extra 25 kilowatts and an extra 60 Newton meters of torque. It comes with a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine which produces 130 kilowatts and 270 Newton meters of torque. Pause. Golf 8 GTI actually looks kind of nice. Maybe I've been too hard on it. Anyway, press play. The Haval Jolion S comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Now, the claimed fuel consumption is 7.5 liters to the 100. But with mostly highway driving, I averaged around 8.8 liters to the 100, which was the best figure I could get. When you mix it in with some town driving, that figure rises to around 9.1 to 9.5, depending on your driving style. But we'll come back to the driving a bit later. First, let me show you the infotainment system. It comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, because everything is in this infotainment system, you'll notice I'm now pretty good at it. Your heated seats are in there. If you want to change your driving modes, you also do it in the infotainment system as well. If, for example, you want to change your air conditioning, it's also in the infotainment system. Hopefully they improve on that in the future. You have a wireless charger, you change your gears on that dial, you have an electric handbrake, over there are your cup holders, and you have a proper center armrest with plenty of storage for whatever you might need to put in there. But if there's something Haval does very well, it is their cameras. You get 4 high-definition cameras which give you a 360-degree panoramic view. You'll see everything. Even at drive-thrus, you have no excuse. There is no need to climb pavements, nothing. It's as clear can be. So in this instance, it's giving you the forward view, but as you're seeing right now on your screen, even when you're reversing into a parking, it also shows you exactly what is happening behind you. And as if that's not enough, it also has parking sensors as well. So irrespective of where you're parking, you should have a rough idea if you're approaching an object or not. Where the Haval really impresses is here. Look at all that knee room, plenty of space. You also have rear air vents and you have 2 USB ports. And as you'll notice in the center, the floor is completely flat. In terms of practicality, it puts a lot of cars to shame. You have a center armrest with a slot for 2 cup holders. Before getting back to the driving, let me quickly show you the boot. Haval quotes it at 337 liters. Underneath the boot, you have a Linglong spare wheel with a fire extinguisher. Havals always come with fire extinguishers. Apparently in China, cars have to have fire extinguishers. Anyway, because this will be mostly used as a family car, I borrowed a pram for this boot scene and it fits in pretty easy. You still have space for a suitcase and other things on the side. And one thing to note, there is no electric tailgate, so you have to push the boot closed. It's a bit heavy, but you do get used to it after a while. Visually speaking, one of the main giveaways that this is a Jolion S, not a normal Jolion, is that chrome honeycomb grille, the 18-inch blacked out wheels, the blacked out mirror caps, and the blacked out roof rails. While we're here, let's quickly transition over to our driving scene in the snow. Very important. Now, the Haval Jolion S has different driving modes. You get normal, you get sport, you get eco, and you even have snow mode, which for the longest time I thought would never come into use, but it was there. I didn't use it though when it was snowing because it didn't snow that long. In fact, I kept the car on normal most of the time. When I first got it, I was so excited. I put it into sport mode and I didn't feel much of a difference. So for the whole time I had it, I actually kept it in normal mode. I bring this up so you don't go buy a Jolion S thinking it's a sporty version of the normal Jolion. Yes, it has more power, but this is not a Jolion GT. There are no loud exhausts. There are no pops and bangs. Think of it as a better looking Jolion with a nice body trim and slightly more power. And on the topic of power, it is worth noting that it does have some turbo lag. Sometimes you press the accelerator and it takes a while before it responds. But with that said, something Haval did well is the insulation. Hardly any wind noise, comfortable suspension, and it is a very easy car to do long distances in. Very comfortable. It's got a lot of safety features. In fact, it beeps a lot. This car is constantly beeping. You get close to a car in front of you, even if you're not that close, it'll beep. In that particular instance, I was indicating, but there was another Haval on my blind spot, so it'll beep to let you know, wait a bit, let the person pass, and then you can go in. All I'm saying is it's a very safe car. It'll make sure you're keeping a safe following distance. It'll make sure you won't just jump into another lane while there's a car that is coming. So good job on that one. And I'd like to say, well done, Haval, well done. You also have adaptive cruise control, but one thing you should know about the adaptive cruise control in this car and even in the GT, when you are approaching a bend or a curve, the car slows down quite a lot, actually, more than usual. Yes, I know it's for safety so you don't like drive into the wall or the barrier, but I think it overdoes it, so just be on the lookout for that. But on the plus side, you get autonomous emergency braking, lane center keeping, and lane departure warning. So as you're seeing on your screen right now, the steering wheel will steer itself and keep itself in lane. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel, otherwise the car will complain. But one thing you won't be complaining about are the lights. Haval is very generous when it comes to the quality of the lights they use. It doesn't matter what stage of load shedding you're in, you'll see where you're going, and as you've noticed throughout the review, you also get a heads-up display. Before I tell you the prices, however, I have to mention the panoramic sunroof. Even though you might not always open your sunroof, it's always good knowing if you need it, it's there. We are approaching 37,000 subs. Thank you, and if you haven't liked, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Support local YouTube, guys. It's the right thing to do. Coming to our prices, the Haval Jolion S comes in at 489,550 rand. On finance, that is 9,571 rand over 6 years at 12% interest. For a full tank, you'll pay around 1,280 rand at the current fuel price, and if you got an insurance premium of 1,900 rand, it would bring your total cost of ownership to 12,751 rand. Coming to our service plan, you get a 5-year 60,000 kilometer service plan, and you have a 5-year 100,000 kilometer warranty. About a week ago, I did a review on the Haval H6 GT. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link in the description. But in that review, I asked Haval owners to share their ownership experience, parts, service, the quality of the vehicle over time, and all the comments came back very positive. For those of you who don't know, the Haval Jolion is a very popular car. You'll find them in every corner. In fact, it is the best-selling Haval model in the country right now. On your screen are the prices of all the Haval Jolions in case you're curious, and they are selling very well. In fact, they're outselling a lot of popular brands. It's really not that hard to understand why. Everything is expensive, people are strapped for cash, Haval is offering great value for money, so people are going to buy Havals. Even if you can't afford one brand new, just by looking at the prices on your screen, even on the used car market, Havals are very tempting. Anyway, don't forget to check out my sponsor, changecars.co.za. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, take care. Man, this car looks good. Anyway, take care.